Israel's war against Hamas terrorists is moving into its second phase. That means more ground troops in Gaza, where much of the fighting is expected to take place below the surface. On October 31st, more than 3 weeks after the war started, Israel Defense Forces started attacking Hamas fighters inside the underground terror tunnels. For more than a decade, Hamas diverted building materials meant for the people of Gaza to create its elaborate network of subsurface tunnels. The Israel Defense Forces and Hamas both say the terrorists use the tunnels to store weapons, food, fuel, and other supplies. The tunnels are also used as command posts to plan attacks, keep kidnapped victims, and of course, to protect Hamas fighters from Israeli airstrikes. A senior Hamas official was asked during an interview on Russia Today why Hamas, the governing body in Gaza, expended so many resources to build tunnels instead of something useful for the people of Gaza. That Hamas leader said it's not his party's responsibility to protect Gazans, but the UN's.
نحن شيدنا الأنفاق لأنه لا نملك ما ندفع به عن أنفسنا من القتل والاستهداف. هذه الأنفاق من أجل أن نحمي أنفسنا من الطائرات، نحمي مقاتلين من الأنفاق.
There are an estimated 300 miles of tunnels under Gaza, one of the most densely populated places on the planet. The IDF says it has proof Hamas puts the entrances to the underground network, dubbed the Gaza Metro, under soft targets like the Shifa Hospital, the largest medical complex in all of Gaza. During the first phase of the war, Israel relied on airstrikes to destroy many of the tunnels close to the surface. But it's believed Hamas's web of underground corridors is close to 200 feet deep in some spots, making demolition from the air nearly impossible. Hamas is using the tunnels to keep the more than 200 people kidnapped during the initial October 7th attacks as well. 4 hostages have been released so far, and a female IDF soldier taken captive was freed by her fellow Israeli soldiers during a combat operation. Negotiations to free the remaining hostages are stalled, so the IDF will most likely now rely on special force units within the Yahalom Engineering Corps for the detunneling operations. Known as Samer, or Weasel in Hebrew, these special operators spent years training how to fight and win in a maze of underground tunnels, where booby traps, IEDs, and enemy soldiers could all be lurking around each corner. Armored Namer combat vehicles will transport the Samer units to the tunnel entrances, where remote-controlled robots and drones can provide more intelligence. There are rumors in certain intelligence circles Israel has a new type of foam grenade that can seal up tunnels as well. Retired U.S. Army General Mark Schwartz helped coordinate security in Israel from 2019 until 2021. He says while the IDF may know what they're facing, the magnitude of the challenge ahead will be unlike anything Israel or the United States has ever seen before.